Hey everyone, and welcome to this video. I'm Minxlaura123 and this is going to be a bookish themed video. So hello to all my fellow bookworm buddies out there. So for those of you that don't know, I am a bookworm, a very proud bookworm. I love reading. I read every single day. I read all different types of books. And in this video, I'm going to be talking about my last, current and next. So basically talking about my book that I literally just finished reading a couple of days ago. So that's my last book. Then I'm going to be telling you about the book that I'm reading at the moment. So that is my current book. And then I'm going to be talking about the book that I'm going to read next. So that is my next book. Let me know in the comment section down below, what are your three? So what was the last book you read? Did you enjoy it? Did you not enjoy it? What was it about? What is the book you're reading at the moment? And of course, what have you got planned to read next? So yeah, I've got 3 books here, but before I actually get into the whole book thing, let me just explain why I am wearing a bright red wig. Basically I literally just finished filming a video for my other channel, which is called Minxlaura123 ASMR. Check it out, links down below. And it was a Halloween themed video, so I'm wearing my red devil wig. So basically I took the wig off, went to record this video, and my hair underneath looks so like awful, like such a mess, because obviously when you've got like wig hair it doesn't look good underneath. So I just thought, you know what, I'm just going to pop the wig back on, and that's what I did. So that is why I'm sitting here with bright red wig. Anyway, I'm going to pop my glasses on now, and I don't know what it's going to look like, glasses with a red wig. Actually looks pretty cool. It looks all right, I think. Okay, so let me start with the book, obviously my last. So this is the book that I literally just finished reading a couple of days ago, and it's called Bad Girls Never Say Die, and it is by Jennifer Matthew. So if you've never read any of her books, I really, really recommend that you check out her books. She's such a good author. Like, she really, really is a great author. I've read pretty much all of her books. I think it's like only one here that I haven't read, that I would definitely, read at some point in the future. So here's the books here. She's most famous for a book called Moxie, which also got turned into a film on Netflix. Usually I don't like it when they turn my books that I love into films, but I did really enjoy Moxie the film and Moxie the book, so that was pretty cool. It did kind of stay pretty true to the book. But yeah, I'd had this on pre-order from Waterstones. It turned up, and as much as I wanted to read lots of like spooky books, I suppose, in Halloween, I didn't want to just read like spooky, scary books, and the fact that I'd pre-ordered this and I was so excited to get it, I was like, yeah, I'm just going to read it because, all right, it's not scary, but, it's Jennifer Matthew, so I've got to read it, right? So first of all, can I just say the cover is awesome. Actually, my nails go quite well with the theme of the red and black. Okay, so this is basically a kind of, it says here, a gender-flipped reimagining of S.E. Hinter's The Outsiders, okay? Now, The Outsiders is one of my favourite books of all time. I've got the special 50th edition, collector's edition book somewhere on one of my bookcases. I just love it. It's just such a fantastic, fantastic read. And, as soon as I found out that this one was going to be like a kind of retelling, reimagining, and also the whole kind of, gender twist up kind of thing, I thought, yeah, it sounded intriguing. I also will say that it had kind of vibes of Grease as well. So it's kind of like, I'd say, The Outsiders stroke Grease reimagining. So I'll read the back to you. It says, Evie Barnes is a bad girl, and everyone knows that bad girls make the best friends. Evie Barnes and her friends are the sort of girls who wear bold makeup, laugh too loud, and run around with boys. But most of all, they look after their own. When Evie is saved from the unimaginable by a good girl from the right side of the tracks, every rule she's always lived by is called into question. Now she must rethink everything she thought she knew about loyalty and learn that when girls stick together, it doesn't matter whether they're good or bad. So, yeah, I mean, my only thing is I give it a 4-star on Goodreads. So, obviously I liked it. Sorry, that's my phone, my house phone. There we go. My mum's answered that. But yeah, I give it 4 stars on Goodreads because I did really, really enjoy it. It was a really good read. I read it really quickly because I couldn't put it down. So obviously I liked it. The only reason I didn't give it 5 stars is just it was a little bit predictable. But what I will say is if people haven't read The Outsiders, or, maybe they haven't watched the film Grease, then maybe it's not as obvious what's going to happen. But for me, I did think, that's going to happen. And it did. I bet that's going to happen. So, but apart from that, I really enjoyed it. I thought it was a, really good, like, characters were really good, really interesting, and I really connected with a lot of the characters in it. The story was good, and I did love the fact that it was kind of about girls instead of a group of guys, and yeah, it was good. I liked it. So 4 out of 5 on Goodreads from me. So that was my last book. My current read, which I am absolutely smashing through, which I'm really happy with. This was actually my TBR game choice from my lovely fiance Nathan. Basically, every month I do my reading wrap-up video and I feature a little game called the TBR game. And it's basically like little boxes filled with the names of books that I own that I haven't yet read. So they're sitting on my bookcases, haven't read them, and so it's kind of like he picks them, we roll some dice, and if you want to know more, watch the TBR video. I'm not explaining it very well. But anyway, so this was the book that he chose for me for the month of October. Once again, not a kind of spooky book, but it was my TBR, so I had to read it. This was the book he's chosen for me. And yeah, it's called Local Girl Missing by Claire Douglas. And I'd had this on my bookcase for about 3 or 4 years. I remember buying it in Sainsbury's supermarket. I think I went out for like milk and bread and ended up with books. You know what happens, right? And I have to say, even though it's not a horror or anything, for this time of year, it's a very creepy thriller. There's a lot of creepy kind of vibes to it. So that's kind of cool. But yeah, Local Girl Missing. Every town has its secrets. This is a thriller. I love thrillers so much. Whenever I read a thriller, I turn into, Detective Laura. So I'll read the back to you. 20 years ago, 21-year-old Sophie Collier vanishes one night. She leaves nothing behind but a trainer on the old pier and a hole in the heart of her best friend, Francesca. Now a body's been found and Francesca is drawn back to the seaside town that she's tried to forget. Perhaps the truth of what happened to Sophie will finally come out, yet Francesca is beginning to wish that she hadn't returned. The people she remembers have become strangers, and everybody seems to have something to hide. What are they not telling her, and why? Someone knows the truth about that night 20 years ago, but finding out could cost Francesca everything that she holds dear, her family, her sanity, and even her life. This is so good. It's such a good thriller, and honestly, thank you to my lovely Nathan for selecting this for me, because it'd probably been sitting on my bookcase another couple of years and I wouldn't have got round to seeing what an amazing book it was. I've never read anything by Claire Douglas. This is the first time. And I tell you, I would definitely read books from her in the future. She's such a good author. Every kind of chapter is ending on like a little bit of a cliffhanger. And it kind of goes back into the past and the current day. And I've got my suspicions of what's going on. I'm not going to say, obviously, because I don't want to give spoilers. Also, I could be wrong. But I've got my kind of my spidey sense, as they say, as to what's happened. But I could be wrong. With thrillers, sometimes you're right. Sometimes you get to the end and you're like, oh, okay, I didn't see that coming. So I'm still open-minded, but it's really, really good. I really am enjoying it. Obviously, I haven't given it a vote on the Goodreads yet because I haven't finished it, but I know it's going to be a 5 because it's literally, I'm hooked. I've only got a little bit left. I'll get that finished by today. So, yeah, that is Local Girl Missing, my current read. Okay, so the last book I want to show you is going to be my next read, and this is a book I'd pre-ordered. It is a couple of days late turning up, but, the world is doing its thing. I can't really moan about getting late deliveries from Waterstones, can I? Maybe a little bit. But this is The Haunting Season, and I'd ordered this absolutely months ago. As soon as I heard about it, I was like, oh my God, I need to get that. And so I pre-ordered it like that day that I heard about it. This is just such, like, I'm just so excited to read this. This is why I've made it my next book. The Haunting Season, Ghostly Tales for Long Winter Nights. This book is perfect, absolutely perfect for this time of year. Halloween is soon, it's cold, it's murky, you just want to put the fireplace on, get a nice hot chocolate, sit on the sofa with your blanket, or as I call it, my blankie, and just read this. So this is the special edition from Waterstones, and it's got like lovely sprayed edges and stuff. I thought it could have been signed, but it's not signed, but it is still nice because it's got the sprayed edges. But anyway, the cover is really cool. I love the colouring of it, and I love the candle, and just, yeah. So it features some amazing authors that I've read before. Some I haven't, but I know that obviously there's, they're quite obviously famous and people love them, but I've never read a couple of them. But I'll just tell you, so we've got Bridget Collins, who I love her books. Imogen Hermes Gower, hope I've said that right. Now, she wrote a book called The Mermaid and Mrs. Hancock, which I absolutely adored. So I'm really excited to see like more stuff from her. That book was so good. Really recommend it. Then we've got Kyron Millwood Hargrave, who done the Mercies. I love her. I love that book. I love her books. I've not read The Loney, I think it's called, by Andrew Michael Hurley. I've not read that, but he's wrote a short story in this. Jess Kidd, not read them. Elizabeth McNeil, I loved. She done Doll Factory, but she also did, I've literally forgot the name of it. Oh, what other book did she do? There was a book she did that I absolutely loved. What did she do? The Doll Factory, Doll Factory. What else did she do? Hold on, I'm going to ask Nathan to Google it. Hold on. Okay. Thank you, Nathan. The Circus of Wonders. That was it. He's just Googled it. Yeah, Circus of Wonders was absolutely fantastic. I loved it so much. So really excited to read something from her. And Natasha Pulley, who wrote the Watchmaker of Filgree Street. I remember I started to read that, but I didn't like it. But I won't think about that. And also the amazing Laura Purcell, who I literally love her book so much. My favourite being The Silent Companions of hers. She's such an amazing author. So yeah, real like nice mixture of authors and basically lots of spooky stories. It says winter with its unsettling blend of the cosy and the sinister. I love that. There's long been a popular time for gathering by the bright flame of a candle or the warm crackling of a fire and swapping stories of ghosts and strange happening. Taking you from a bustling Covent Garden Christmas market to the frosty moors of Yorkshire, from a country estate with a dreadful secret to a London mansion where a beautiful girl lies frozen in death. These are stories to make your hair stand on end, send shivers down your spine, and to serve as your indispensable companion to the long nights of winter. So curl up, light a candle, and fall under the spell of the haunting season. How awesome does that sound? I nearly swore then I stopped myself. How awesome does that sound though, seriously? So yeah, as I say, some of the authors I've read and really enjoyed, so I'm looking forward to read them. And others I haven't read or not been that impressed. So I'm, you know, I'm open-minded. I'll go into each story individually. So what have we got? We've got the names of the stories here. A Study in Black and White, Thwaites Tennant, The Eel Singers, Lily Wilt, The Chillingham Chair, The Hanging of the Greens, Confinement and Monster. Oof. Okay, so yeah, that's going to be scary. Okay, so they are the 3 books. My last book, my current book, and my next book. So as I say, let me know in the comments section. I mean, obviously, if you make videos yourself, feel free to do this. I'd love to see what you're reading and read and going to read, that kind of thing. I can take these off now, can't I? Oh, the wig just... There we go. So yeah, there we go. Thank you so much for watching. Please give a big thumbs up on this video, leave a comment, share, subscribe. Please smash the bell as well. That'd be great, to all notifications. Then you can see when I've uploaded new content, when I'm doing live streams, etc. I want to say I'm sorry I haven't really done that many live streams in the last week. I've not been very well, if I'm honest. I'm still not very well, but I needed to kind of do something apart from just laying in bed like moaning and stuff. So I've done a little bit of filming today, so that's good. But yeah, sorry I haven't really been kind of around doing live shows. I normally try and do live shows every week, like a few times during the week. It's a great way for me to interact with my viewers, and it's just fun, you know. But when I'm not well, I'm just not in the mood to like be all chatty and stuff. So I apologise. But as soon as I feel, you know, a bit more better than I feel, I'll definitely be back doing my streaming. As I say, please don't forget to check out the other channel, Minx Laura 123 ASMR. That channel I do videos to help people like myself with anxiety, insomnia, kind of like relaxation videos, sounds for sleep, that kind of thing. And all my social media links down below as well. So Twitter, Instagram and TikTok. All right, everyone, thank you for watching. And to my fellow bookworms out there, happy reading. See you later, everyone. Take care. Bye.